Welcome to the Work Hard People's Podcast. Hope everybody out there is doing great. I'm James, the old guy. I have my son today, Christopher Gilbert. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
That's awesome. We love to call him Monkey in this household because he was just our little monkey growing up. But he's all grown up now. Today, people, we want to talk about kind of desires, goals. How do you accomplish those things, right? There's some pretty good formulas out there, and I really wanted Chris to be on for this one because he has a understanding, just obviously growing up in my household, of the things that I have told him and the things that he's seen me do. So I think it would be a good opportunity to address some of these things. It really is just a way to develop a roadmap for the things that you want to achieve in your life, because we all have those goals. We all have certain things that we want to accomplish. And I like to use the SMART method. If anybody doesn't know what that is, SMART is an acronym for goals, and it basically stands for you want to set a specific goal, something that's measurable, that is attainable, that's relevant to what you're trying to accomplish, and that's time based so that you can track it. Because if you're just winging it, it makes it a little bit more difficult to accomplish what you're looking for, right? So, and we use often, especially in the fitness world, we tend to use some type of periodization for that, which we can get into a little bit, which is when you have like a macro, meso, and micro cycles. But those are all things that they're all part of that structure to help us manage goals. And when we manage our goals, we're more likely to accomplish them. So, the first thing, though, and the most important thing is finding your passion. What are you passionate about? Um, Chris, I know you know this as well. If you're doing something that you don't really like, or you're not into, or you just were kind of forced in that direction, it makes it hard to complete, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So just to use you as an example, I remember, so, growing up, Chris, he got into football. He was playing football. In high school, though, his passion was pulling him in a different direction. And at the time, he was a little bit afraid. He thought that he might be letting me down because he didn't necessarily want to play football anymore. He really was passionate about getting into the military and wanted to join the Marine Corps junior ROTC program in his high school, and but he was afraid that I was going to be upset. But you can't do that, right? So talk a little bit about that. What was that like in your head? Because I'm big into football, right? And
Oh yeah,
here you are, you're in high school, you're playing football. It's like just, reliving my life through you again, because I love it.
yeah,
What was that like for you?
yeah. Growing up, it was watching Monday Night Football and college ball and all the time. I started when I don't know what was I 7.
Yeah.
So playing Pop Warner, just trying to excel because I know you like playing football, and I'm sure it was fun for you to see me play football. And
Yeah, well, think about it, man. I mean, when we're little bitty kids, our dads are like our heroes, right? We
oh yeah,
do everything we can to, so
most
yeah.
definitely. And we we were out in California, ended up moving to Alabama and played football in middle school, and then finally, I got high school. I played my ninth grade year, and I was already in ROTC for my for my freshman year. And that they have all the extracurriculars like color guards, drill teams. I was thinking about military. When I got out of high school, and uh, I would be at practice, and I'd catch myself looking over my shoulder. Uh, you know, watching the drill team practice. And I was dreading at that point. I was dreading going to practice. I was wanting to go practice with the drill team. Matter of fact, I ditched football practice and wear a hoodie so they didn't know who I was and go practice on the drill team. So it's just kind of one of them things, and I didn't want my dad to know. My dad's a football player. He was my coach. Hero, played football, all that jazz, and finally I talked to my mom about not wanting to play football and letting you down. And we ended up having, we ended up talking about it. And just like you said, you gotta strive for what you want to do because you're gonna be miserable if you don't. And
Yeah,
I
and
ended
I
up.
wasn't upset. Remember, I wasn't
No, you
upset
weren't.
with
You
you.
weren't.
And we had that conversation. I said, "Listen, son, my passions are not your passions.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
have to follow your dreams." The only reason I will be passionate about whatever you're passionate about because I'm into you. I want to see you be
Hmm.
happy and successful, right? That was the
Yeah.
conversation we had. And so you ended up moving into ROTC and full time doing that. You got out of football. You started doing the junior ROTC program full time, and when you were able to invest all your talents, we talked about this early on, right? I said,
Yeah.
hey. If this is what you want to do, if this is what you're passionate about, you go give it your best and be great. Attain as much as you can at it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we talking together set a goal early on of what?
I'm sorry. What?
We set a goal early on when you decided to go ROTC full time. We set a goal of what, right? Do you remember that conversation we
Uh.
had about achieving the top spot?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Becoming CEO. Hmm.
Yeah, becoming the highest ranked in your junior ROTC program,
Yep.
being the best you could possibly be, right? And we worked at that. You worked at it. I mean, you worked and worked and worked to do that. And that, my friends, is where SMART goals come in, right? So we can take that goal that Kris set for himself, right? It was very specific. It was becoming the commanding officer of his junior ROTC program, being the highest ranked individual in that program. It's measurable because you can see the steps as you go. You know the steps to take. It's attainable if you put in the work and then you do the best that you can. It's relevant to what you're trying to accomplish, and it's time based because you had 4 year window to
Hmm.
complete that task because you had to complete it by the time you graduated high school, right?
Yep.
And so every year, and that is how a smart goal system can help you achieve your goals. And so you went through that process and you excelled and you became the CO of your junior ROTC program in your senior year. You're the highest ranked individual there. You led the program and did an awesome job at it. How did that feel to go through those years wondering, can I achieve it? And then getting there and achieving it?
Uh. I mean, it was a good feeling because I was friends with um the person that was the CEO before that, Asbury. You know who Asbury is,
Yeah.
and seeing seeing all the things that he did, and I thank him for helping me through that because he helped even after he graduated. He helped talk me through some stuff. Same thing with Chief Warrant Officer, who you've had on the podcast before.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of, I don't even know how to, or I don't know the word to describe it. It was, I'm gonna say crazy for lack of a better word, um, because I think at that point in my life that was one of the first like big goals. Hey, I really want to do this, and I got it done.
Yeah. And
So,
I think it's something you needed too. Uh, my wife and I, your mom, we literally in that program watched you grow from boy to man. And
mm,
that was a cool thing to see. Sorry, people, the old guy's a softie here. But we literally watched you grow from boy to man. And it's one of the reasons why we had Laverne, Chief Warrant Officer, on because she was a big part of that. And it's a neat thing to see when you can watch. We've had many people on here that have done physical and mental transformations, and we love to discuss transformations because they're so beneficial to others that are trying to change. But to watch it firsthand, to be in the room as it's gone down, and literally watch you grow into the man that you are, it's worth its weight in gold. There's nothing better than to see that. So
yeah,
that's
I
awesome.
I I realized, you know, going through that whole transformation, I could see myself growing into the man that I was going to become. But it's crazy looking back on it now to what
Yeah.
I was, shy little chubby fat kid in ninth grade to, I'm pretty out there now. I'll talk to
Yeah.
the rock in the middle of the
Yeah.
road. It's just, it's one of the things where hindsight's 2020. You see actually how much you grew because of the goals that you set, what you accomplished, and then taking what you accomplished and putting it forward to the future.
And you're right too. It wasn't just mental. There was physical change as well.
Yeah, most
You
definitely.
know,
Yeah.
you guys worked out, you did different things, you started going to the gym with me. Just everything in your life started to get a little bit better. So let's fast
Yeah.
forward. You achieved that goal. Now you have a goal that you want to go serve your country. And this is going to be another very good point, but you're all ready to go do that. You're talking with the Army. You really love mechanics,
Hmm.
and you have a guaranteed job to go be a Chinook mechanic. You were getting ready to ship out, and you go to MEPS. And let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So uh, going into it, I knew I was overweight. Um, and my recruiter, Sergeant Tucker, he was really good. I knew him through high school. He was a good guy. So he's like, look, we gonna do this. We're gonna get you to the point where you can go to MEPS and swear it. Good deal. So I was, gosh, I don't even know how much I weighed. I want to say I was like 250 or something like that, and there was a lot of fat in that 250.
About that, yeah, you were
Yeah,
a little chunky then. We
yeah, I
we
was a little
we
chunky
put
then.
together some meals and hit the gym and
Got some meals, so I started eating right, not totally right, but started eating right, and uh, that was a grind. I was working out. I had to get down to like 216.
yeah, you were going to
So
the gym consistently. We put you together a
yeah, at that
program.
point, yep,
You were working out because
um,
you'd go with me on the weekends. You were hitting it
yep,
during the week. You were really doing a good job.
yeah. That was so I had to get down to like 216 or maybe a little more than that. But I eventually got to like 216 or 210, something around there. So I went to MEPS that night or the next night. Went to MEPS. Went through the entire intake process. I'm sure all the military followers know the intake process of that. Uh,
Been there, done that.
right. So did all that and got back and I was talking to the station commander up there, Sergeant Wright, and that was the first thing when I talked to him. I was like, "Hey man, how'd it go?" He's like, "Dude, you're in. Like we're swearing you in. The only thing we need to take care of is this waiver because I'm on medication."
Yeah.
Um, and they were like, "Hey, you need to get this waiver signed by your doctor, yada yada." And we went and we were when we were at the doctor's office, he was talking to us, and it got brought up that I had a little friend up there on my pituitary gland, so
Pituitary tumor.
pituitary tumor, and I was when I heard that, I was heartbreaking. I was pissed off, I was mad, sad about any emotion that you could feel because this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to go into the military, serve my country, doing something I love, working on stuff, and then maybe eventually fly. Um, so I went back to the recruiter. They submitted what they had, and unfortunately, I got medically denied.
No joy.
No, so
Yeah.
but along with that, I happened to meet my beautiful girlfriend, who I love dearly. And if I was in the military right now, probably wouldn't have met her. So I'm gonna take it as a win, and we're gonna keep rolling with the punches.
And there's other things that happen too, right? So like, just because you have your heart set on something and it doesn't come to fruition, it doesn't mean we can't change tacks and have other goals and go down a different path.
Exactly. Yep.
Apparently, that was not the path for you. And you love mechanics and working on cars and just doing those different things. And
Hmm.
so you end up getting a job at an auto parts store. and quickly kind of setting goals to do certain things. I mean, you move very quickly from just your average dude standing at the counter to now you're the commercial parts pro. You work with, outside vendors on their, the products they need for their businesses and things like that.
Yep.
Your general manager sees great potential in you to, move way up in the ranks at the store. You're an advanced at Advanced Auto Parts. He sees your potential because you continue to set goals for yourself. You strive
Yeah.
to uh be better than the average Joe out there. You work hard at it. You don't miss days. You put in the effort. You do the work that you need to do. All these things are relevant. And it doesn't matter, people, whether it's real life, like your job, it doesn't matter if you're setting goals for like your relationship goals, or whether it's fitness goals, mental goals. It's important to have a plan of attack because that is how we're going to be successful.
Yep.
So you end up getting this CPP job, you end up getting over to a store, and then last month, what did you do for the first time that had never been done at that store?
Made bonus, man.
Made bonus, right?
Made bonus.
By your hard work, working with your clients, all this stuff. So that particular store had just never made bonus in the CPP spot. So,
Yeah, there
man,
was a lot of stuff that went down, and we got it turned around and made target and hit comp. So
yeah.
got that first bonus in my career there, so that was good. Felt
Yeah,
good.
that's good, right? So, and that's like I said, you're putting in the effort. I've talked to you. You have I've talked to you about this, like just what your day is, just because I'm your dad, I want to know. And you've laid it out. You're like, yeah, in the morning I do this specific activities because I need to talk to my clients. I need to do these things during the day. I need to make sure that they're, being paid attention to so that, they have the things that they need. And then
Yeah.
there was talk about shuffling you to a different store and your clients were losing their mind.
Oh
They're
yeah,
like,
most
there's
definitely.
no way if he's shit changing stores, we're changing stores. That says something about you and your effort.
Yeah. Yeah, they had talked about doing it once before, and then my biggest shop over there, the ones that really really like me down there, they they were kind of flipping their stuff a little bit, and that one didn't go through, and then here a couple months ago they actually moved me over there, and they caught wind of it again, and they were calling just about everybody to get me back over to my store, keep me over there. So I mean, it makes me feel good to know that I have a shop, not even somebody, with the company, a shop fighting to keep me at that store because they like what I did. So,
Yeah. And
it's definitely a good feeling.
it's because you put in the effort, right?
Yeah.
You made that client, you spend the time to make sure that their needs are met and they know they can count on you. And that is important. I want to switch
Hmm.
tack real quick. So when we're dealing with our SMART goal system, right? There's the other system that we talked about a little bit, like periodization. And periodization, you basically have there's three steps there. You got a macro, a meso, and a microcycle, right? So this is just like we use this a lot in fitness. And for instance, I have a couple of clients that I'm working with right now that are preparing for bodybuilding shows. So the macro goal, the specific goal, we can tie that to the specific goal that's time based, is their show. So the show is in June, and we have been working towards this for a long time. In one case, we started in, I want to say it was about October with one of the clients. The other client, we've been bulking for almost a year now, getting ready. So that is the macro cycle. The whole big picture is we're starting at point A and we are going to end at point Z at the very end, right? That is
Hmm.
that final specific target that in June 15th, I'm going to be on stage. Now, your mesocycles, those are the cycles within the macro. Those are the specific targets that we want to hit. And there's many of them. It's not one. So there are multiple goals within this macro goal that we call a mesocycle. So we're working through these different mesocycles so that we can ultimately accomplish our final goal, right? Getting on stage, looking the best that we possibly can. And then a microcycle is just that. That is the goal within the goal within the goal, right? It's a
Yep.
micro can be a week to week goal. I want to do this week. I want to achieve this much this week. The micro builds into the meso builds into the macro, but it all works into the SMART goal system. And I would encourage everybody, if you have something that you want to accomplish, whatever it may be, a physical thing, a mental thing, a work thing, it doesn't matter. Make a SMART goal. Pick something that is very specific that you can attain, that's measurable. You can measure that progress so that you know you're moving in the right direction. Like, for instance, with Kris, when he was working towards being the commanding officer of his junior ROTC program, the way that was measured by his increasing rank. You know, he starts out as a corporal, he moves into a sergeant, he moves into a lieutenant. You know, it was a progress. Same thing here. Something where you can measure it and make sure your goals are attainable. So it's okay to have some dreams out there where we're shooting for the moon, but you want to have an attainable goal that you can accomplish in a period of time. And it doesn't matter if it might be a 5 year or a 10-year goal, right? It could even be a lifetime goal, but it needs to be attainable and it needs to be relevant. And that's kind of what we talk about. If you had some goals early on playing football where, hey, I want to be a varsity football player, maybe I want to do this, all these things, right? But it wasn't really relevant to your passion.
Mm.
Your activities weren't relevant to achieving that goal, right? Because
Yeah.
your mind was focused in a different direction. And that's what we need to do. So I've experienced some of this even recently myself, where I've had to reassess what I want to accomplish with the time that I have left on this planet, because uh, I I'm passionate about certain things, and I was doing some things that I wasn't really passionate about, and it was weighing on me. It was a grind. It just was really affecting me. And so I had to make some assessments and make some changes there. And, you know, I've been doing that. And when you do that, when you follow your passions, you follow the things that you're great at, it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll make the most money or the least amount of money. And that doesn't even matter, right? What matters is that you are doing the things that you set out to do, that you're providing. If it be like in my case, I want to be providing and protecting my family. uh it's not, I don't need to be rich. Wouldn't kick it away, don't mind being rich. Just saying, I don't need to be. I'm very happy just being able to help and help others, right? So, you know, and we just need to really focus. Goals help us structure things so that we can get things accomplished. Yeah, what do you think?
Yep. Yeah, no, that's right on. Uh, I don't think anybody would be where they are today without some sort of goal. Um,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean,
so
when we just wing it, right? We can be pulled in any direction.
yeah, all over the place, and you know, it's goals have come a long way. You may not realize it, but and even I've learned that myself. Uh, Here, even when I started at my parts job, you know, goals will get there. So
And
goals will get
you
you
don't
there.
always see it right away, right? That's the
No,
thing.
no.
And the older you get, and the more things you can see that you've taken on and accomplished, the honestly, the easier it is to set a goal and realize that it can be accomplished, because
Hmm.
now you have experience looking back. You know,
Yep.
that hindsight when you can go, oh yeah, I wanted to accomplish this, and I did.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's
Yep.
pretty cool. It's good to see, and it boosts your motivation.
Hmm.
It boosts your confidence. It will help you with discipline. It'll help you do a lot of things. So,
Yep.
but good deal, man. What do you got going on for the rest of the day?
Uh, not much really, not that I'm aware of. The girlfriend might have something she wants to do, but you know,
I hear you. Well, maybe
uh,
you can cruise up here and have spaghetti later.
we might do that.
All right, people. Well, hey, son, thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your story with us and helping
Yeah.
us explain goals and how they work and using your life as an example
Hmm.
of how goals can be accomplished and how you can have a goal that can be destroyed and you have to change tacks and you can
Yeah.
still benefit in that direction. I appreciate you. You know, I love you to death.
Love you too.
People, thank all of you for watching, listening. Keep liking and subscribing. We are definitely trying to grow this, and we're really just trying to help one person at a time. I mean, if we can influence somebody and give them the advice they need to make their life a little bit better, it's the ultimate accomplishment or goal. Since we're on that topic, for me in this show, that's the ultimate goal. If we can just help one person here or there, I will do this to the end of time because I just really love talking to people, hearing their stories, and I just want to thank all of you for checking in. And with that, y'all get out there and you work hard, peoples. And remember, don't forget to
Don't forget to
smile.
smile.
Thanks so much for watching or listening. Remember, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find us on Facebook at Work Hard Peoples LLC or Instagram at Work Hard Peoples LLC. You can also find us on our website at workhardpeoples.com. Have a great day or night. Don't forget to smile.